Okay, we're not expecting many, if any, to pop on. Oh, shut up, you. But we'll see who's around. We'll give this thing a couple of minutes as per usual to send the very slow notifications around. And see where we get. Those are quality 𝗿𝗲𝗳𝗏𝗧𝗏 because I'm not seeing it in real quality. That's not too dusty. I don't think hiatus is a station spotting, Max. I mean, I've not even got the web client up yet. Well, I have, but the page for it isn't loading. I say we're still currently without the Tiger feed, which would give us extreme information. First up, we are going to start over at Carmarthen on Transport for Wales territory. Which, when it loads up, will first show the 2010 Transport for Wales service to Whitland, 𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗏, Clarbeston Road, Haverfordwest, Johnston and Milford Haven. Hang on, I've got the wrong profile on the thing. Bear with me. I was putting the departures on my big screen, but I don't know why. There we are. The 2010 Transport for Wales service to Milford Haven goes at 𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗏, Clarbeston Road and Johnston. By request, please ensure your conductor knows where you wish to alight if the train is running. If the conductor is even there. No deal. To those that have said deal. No deal. No thank you. Right, so the deal is that there's no disabled toilets in operation at this station. What a deal that is. Well done, South Eastern Railway. It's such a good deal, nobody can get in there. There's the 2042 bus to Woolmer, Martin Mill, 𝗿𝗏𝗳𝗏𝗏𝗏, Folkestone Central and Folkestone West. Cycles are not carried on this bus. Which is no surprise. It seems like we're probably going quickly, but we can't be able to sit around, might get more done. Exeter St David's for the 2025 South Western Railway service to London Waterloo has been cancelled due to a shortage of train crew. South Western Railway apologises for the disruption to your journey today. Paddock Ward. We might do that afterwards. What's being redone at Deal? Is it signalling? Hey, Yappy Trains UK. Woof woof. I might have just set your dog off now. Right, where are we going next? Paddington. With this it'd be easier if we had Tiger. But there we are. I've got no platform information on most apps, so I can't give any platform information that's not displaying via the alternative feed. So that, of course, is the 2010 Heathrow Express service to Heathrow Central and Heathrow Terminal 5. It's odd, though, that in National Rail, it's still got Heathrow Airport Terminals 1, 2, 3. Has Terminal 1 ever been opened? And 2, that stops now called Heathrow Central. Paddockwood. Is there a service so we can be a special type of idiot? Yes, there is. You can probably guess who. I'm going to read it in the way of. Right, once it switches over, the next train at platform 2 is the 2019 South Eastern service to Tonbridge. Calling it Tonbridge only. This service is currently at East Farley. Which is a very strange layout. Hang on a minute, just on East Farley. When I passed there heading to... No, I didn't pass there. When I passed Hilton heading to Crewe, which was supposed to have wigwags, where the bloody hell were they? I didn't see none. But I was advised officially that they were being installed at around end of March. Hey, Tom Beresford. Where are we going next? Someone didn't spell Crewe right, so we'll avoid. I go to Telford Central TFC. What would be an idea if Russell catches the stream is where it's got the station name on the top. Let us have the CRS code next to it as well. Optionally. So I know it says Telford Central. Let us have TFC next to it as the station code. Optionally. Now that would be an idea. If like you're referencing back, that would be an idea. Showing there, of course, is the 2007. I didn't see what service. I think it's West Midlands to Birmingham New Street. This service is currently at Oakengate. Going Derby. Right, we'll do some sort of order. I don't know which. Derby. Derby with the 2009 cross-country train service to Newcastle. I was watching over this service at Birmingham New Street earlier, and I can confirm this train does not convey any catering facilities. Right the way from Birmingham International, this train does not convey any catering facilities. It's a long bloody way! Mind you, I'd have felt like royalty if I was on the, what was it, 1510 from Nottingham to Cardiff. The train had 6 carriages. 6! Mind you, other cross-country long distance are shortened from 8 to 4, and then 6 on Nottingham-Cardiff. Worcestershire Parkway hasn't even opened yet. What's the speciality? Next up is Cardiff Central. The gentlemen's toilets on platform 2 are currently out of order at this station. And then the 2013 Transport for Wales service to Milford Haven. We know the drill for that one. I completely fucked it at Crewe though, didn't I? Never mind. I wanted to try and make that video fun, and I think it ended up being. What will be alright though, not for passengers, but when the next set of Gloucester terminating services arrives on the Cardiff run for cross country, that'll be fun. Because Anne's Gloucester, good God, that's something. But there we are. I keep missing them bloody weeks. I kept missing the flipping Blythe Bridge weeks at Derby as well. I don't know if there's another set coming, but good Christ, I keep missing everything. And so far, I've missed 3 trains. It's not going too badly. Next, Exeter Central in order of the chat. With the exact same cancellation that we saw at Exeter St David's a few minutes ago. There's nothing at Exeter Central these days, it's boring. My quality keeps dropping on this thing for some reason. Not on the feed, on the bit I'm picking up. But at least you can see the web link alright. Maidstone West. Oh, would you look, it's another Tonbridge train. Which calls at East Farley, Water, Inglebury, Yalding, Beltring, Paddockwood and Tonbridge. This service is currently at Stroud. Just on your suggestion for this of Guildford, Tom, when are you going there? Because we know it's got the old British Rail speakers on the footbridge, and they're low as hell. There's the 2012 South Western Railway service to Godalming, Hazelmere, Petersfield, Havant, Fratton, Portsmouth and Southsea, and Portsmouth Harbour. Followed by the 2017 South Western Railway service to Wanborough, Ash, Aldershot, Ash Vale, Frimley, Camberley, Bagshot and Ascot. Yeah, it'd be a good idea. I don't know if you'd record up on bridge or not, though. Mind you, you've got a lot that you could do with South Western. You could take yourself on a complete day out and cover Weymouth right the way through to Southampton. Like, I know you've already got a southern trip ongoing. How about a southwestern trip one day? Let's think of it like that. Right, we'll have a look at Dinas. Which is apparently how you pronounce it. There's the 2025 Transport for Wales service through to Eastbrook, Coogan, Grangetown and Cardiff Central. Well, yeah, it'd probably cost a bomb like the southern trip, but you'd come back with even more than your suggested 8 videos from the Southern Territory. You could cover the Wikia. That's an aim that we should have. If I ever stop back at one of the Kivertons, I'll pick one up and pin it under both things. I'll pin it under both stations like I already put on there. Because I actually think that Kiverton Park and Kiverton Bridge are connected together via the system. Because whilst the train was supposedly still at Kiverton Bridge, Kiverton Park was saying platform 4D, and it was nowhere near. So I think they might be interconnected together. Now, where are we going? I've lost track. Rochester. Disruption between Charlton and Plumstead. That, if I recall, is a signalling problem. So there's the 2014 Thameslink service to Kentish Town via St Pancras International. Calls at Stroud, Ireham, Gravesend, Northfleet, Swanscombe, Greenhithe, Stone Crossing, Dartford, Slade Green, Abbeywood, Plumstead, Woolwich Arsenal, Charlton, Westcombe Park, Mayshill, Greenwich, Deptford, London Bridge, London Blackfriars, Farringdon, St Pancras International, and Kentish Town. Oh, the Ramsgate's appeared. That's a Ramsgate and Canterbury East. Calls at Chatham, Gillingham, Rainham, Sittingbourne, and Faversham, where the train separates. Passengers for Selling and Canterbury East should board the front coaches. Passengers for Whitstable, Sheffield and Peterborough, Herne Bay, Birchington-on-Sea, Westgate-on-Sea, Margate, Broadstairs, Dumpton Park, and Ramsgate should travel in the back of the train. Yeah, it should be a Target. It's easy enough. I didn't even get one at Stamford, so I'll probably have to pop back one time so we can fill it out. I think I put a March one on there. I know I'll put out the one from Stoke about the bus through the Wedgwood and Barlaston. No one ever got the Stafford because that's finished before we actually knew in March. We never actually got a Norton Bridge announcement. Which is a shame, but we can fill up the Stafford part with something else. Where was we going? I've just forgotten the flipping station. Oh, Euston. Yeah, there's the 2019 London North Western Railway service to Harrow and Wealdstone, Bushey, Watford Junction, Kings Langley, Apsley, Hemel Hempstead, Berkhamsted, Tring, Leighton Buzzard, Bletchley, Milton Keynes, Wolverton, Northampton, Long Buckby, Rugby, Coventry, Canley, Tyre Berkswell, Birmingham International, Marston Green, and Birmingham New Street. That's definitely a local service. Mind you, the only trouble that we've got, of course, Tom, for the Wikia, is stations such as South Bank and Meadowhall, where either the announcements aren't working, or they've temporarily, in quotation marks, gone to text-to-speech. That's the only problem that we'll actually have. But it's doable, easily. Right, Alfie said 𝗂𝗏𝗳𝗏𝗂𝗏. Okay, we're 𝗂𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. I think it's 𝗂𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. I've never heard it called 𝗂𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. That's the thing. So is it 𝗂𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃? I doubt it, Tom. I highly doubt it. Mind you, I'm going to get onto Abellio and see if we can get the a cappella Rachel replaced. Because I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think anywhere on Abellio territory a cappella Rachel is about. I don't think anywhere on Abellio territory. That disincludes stations such as Kidsgrove, because that's managed by East Midlands at the moment. So that doesn't really count yet. Is there any station under Abellio currently that is a cappella Rachel? Is there any on West Midlands trains? Is it literally just us? And a bit of transport for Wales? Right, we'll go to Swansea. No, that's Swale, you dumb cunt. There we are. Corrected. It's got no information for that train whatsoever. There's a fault on the train as well, and that's the train from Shrewsbury at 1618 by the Art of Wales line. This service is currently between Llanelli and Gowerton. Yeah, we say better, but like what we've heard from, say, what, Wyndham? It's not much better, is it? Like, it's not completely a computer, but it's not what I would call an improvement. Merthyr Vale. Thursday 21:16 to Merthyr Tydfil, calling at Troediru, Pentrabach and Merthyr Tydfil. This train is currently at Coogan. I'm just going to throw random stations off the list now and you watch it pop up on there. I won't say where we're going, you got to figure it out. See if you can read the place. I can read that. Maybe it's because my laptop screen's suddenly gone into 144p. It's always a bit an arse. Yeah, pre-recorded by Uman, but they don't really work together per se, do they? I'll see if I can find a video, hang on. It's not like what I would call much of an improvement. Oh, here's one. Right, let's see if this is actually any better than Acapella Rachel or what. Because personally, I don't think so. But that's just me.
The next train on platform 2 is the 1650 Greater Anglia service to Cambridge, Collingham, Spoonerrow, Attleborough, Thetford, Brandon, Ely, Cambridge North and Cambridge. Platform 2 for the 1650 Greater Anglia service to Cambridge.
Like, it's not so much better, is it? It's not too much better. It's something, but it won't last forever. Yeah, that's my point, Tom. Anyone's better than that. That is still around what I would call acapella range. Acapella range, it'll do. Yeah, it's not really much better. They're just not trying, but it does the job. Let's just hope to see some improvement in stations such as Alfreton and Mansfield Parkway and Langley Mill. Just to name two. Although, they use the better copy of Acapella Rachel, so it can pronounce places a bit better. The link for one of these is on the top of the screen. There, of course, the 2050 Great Western Railway service to Portsmouth Harbour via Southampton. Okay, next station's up. The lifts at this station between platforms 1 and 2 are currently out of order. Really complying with the Disability Act of 1995. Nobody complies with it anymore. Nobody cares. You say they've been replaced every year running. Well, that's not very good, is it? Whitland, where one train divides on a summer Sunday, I think it is. There's a Milford Haven and a Pembroke Dock, and that splits at Whitland. On that front, Richard, they stopped doing bus stops because the feed that we were using wasn't actually paying for itself. It's basically the feed was shut down. I thought that you suddenly get a massive increase in users, then you just shut it down and say no, bugger off. Where's the logic? Out the window. Far, far out the window, it's unbelievable. There's the 2122 Transport for Wales service to Bridgend only. This train is currently at Cathays. We can do overground and underground. One point we could look at, but no one suggested yet. We could look at Richmond, which is one that I'm quite keen to get Tom to, so we can hear either Anne or Roger's London Underground announcement for services. You fully intend to in July. Is that part of the overall Southern Network trip, though? Because that's on Southwestern. Oh, bye, Alfie. We'll catch you soon. Maybe Pontzan. Wherever it is, I don't know. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. I suddenly thought the whole month was 48 hours. Might probably take you longer than that to get 8 stations worth on Southern, though. So I'm not going to put any spoilers in case Adam Bray's watching. He'll be like, oh, I already knew about that. And of course he won't, because I probably won't know the outcome either. Like, you could have a plan of 8 stations, but something is only get 2. Although, still be worth it. Ashford would be something completely different, I think, Richard. Completely different. Mind you, then, he could get Stratford International, which is not even flipping international. So what do we call it if it's not actually international? Because we can't call it Stratford Regional, because that's the TFL one. What do we call the Southeastern one that's not actually international? It's confusing. Stratford High Speed, that'll probably do. Where else are we looking? Mia. What we could actually do whilst we're in, whilst Tom's here, he go gets a pen and paper, we call some stations, he jots it down, checks what's there, and then goes. Saves him playing his separate things, doesn't it? We do it for him. There's a cancelled train at Mia. This train is the northern service from Manchester Airport. Yeah. Stratford domestic then. Yeah, if you ever get round to Ashford, do Stratford whilst you're at it. Then just saves additional sodding about, doesn't it, afterwards, going back on yourself again. Actually, just whilst we're looking at Stafford, I was reading some reviews for Knowlton Bridge the other day. And apparently a review from about a month ago, no trains called at this station whilst I was at the platform. Knowlton Bridge is not even accessible. So how the hell did you get onto the platform? A month ago. The station's been closed since March. How the hell did you get up there? I don't get it. No, in Stratford International, it's only one announcement per train. But I wonder on that point, though, with it being one per train, whether it's like Barnet B, and if an announcement for something completely different is already playing, whilst the train then strikes into the platform, will the service go unannounced as at Barnetby? It's worth a thought, actually. It is worth a thought, because I don't get it. How many trains leave Supermare an hour? 2, 3, isn't it? I don't know Western. Well, you spoke Paynton wrong there, haven't you? It's got a G in it. Paganton. Gospel Oak. I wonder if there's any 710s out. Yeah, that's the thing. It probably just ignores the queue. On that though, on about the queue thing, would it matter that Barnetby doesn't even have, say, a booking office to control the system? Would that be why it isn't queuing? Or is that just me thinking outside the box too much? Now off onto the Piccadilly line, to Cockfosters and Arnos Grove. I've not received the super chat, so I don't think you have donated that much. This is your Transport for London travel information. There is no service on the Waterloo and City line. There are park closures on the District line and London Overground. There is currently a good service operating on all other lines. Wonderful. The line that goes about, what, a mile is shut. I probably am thinking outside the box a bit much. Yeah, no super chats have come through. Rayner's line. Oh, shut on Sundays. Maybe, Tom. That's a very odd question there, Jake. And it'd be very strange if I did. 1, I don't know where you are. 2, I don't have a clue who you actually really are. 3, I wouldn't know where the bloody hell to go. So no. Sorry. I didn't even go to my own, actually. It's a nice question. Worth asking to the right people. At least, Jake, you didn't ask it to Darren. Good God, no, he'd ask you to dress up as flipping Spider-Man whilst he also attended. Don't ask me why, I don't get it either. We've all been covered in the same question by him. Oh, hello, Ban, you've woken up in Edinburgh. Just got to hope that the strange man's not about. Because we know how dangerous places can be. We've seen London in the news the past week. I think it was down London recently, where a heavily pregnant woman was stabbed to death. There's no police because we're all focused on bloody Brexit and that's going nowhere. Well, on that then, Richard, why is he keep blocking and then asking people to be Spider-Man at the age of 6? Yeah, shortage of train crew everywhere. Is Jake still here? Because I've got a question myself. Oh, that was last year, I think that was, Tom. That was during an RMT strike, if I recall correctly. That was during a strike to keep the guard on the train that wasn't on the train whilst the incident occurred. I can't remember exactly where it was though, Tom, but it was one of these not so rural but not so city stations. That was sometime last year. But there was no actual guard on the train because he was on strike. Which then, of course, reiterated the whole point it was not a strike for safety. Because the train was deliberately unsafe because of the incident without that secondary member of staff. It's these clear points that are very clear after something has happened. But we're too stupid to notice the dangers at the time. God came through 4 times, Trolley didn't appear once. On that point, man, if that was an Azuma, according to the old video I watched, they would come round every 20 minutes with a free hot drink in first class. Every 20 minutes on the Azuma. Now that is service. Imagine how many cups of tea or coffees you could have had between Newark and Edinburgh. That was about a 3.5, 4 hour journey. Think of that. Good Christ, you'd be pissed on tea and coffee. And what we're doing, I've completely lost track. Did we ask for another station or were we just sodding about? We asked for Doncaster, didn't we? These things usually just turn from watching a thing scroll around to talking about some unsafe action. Free water on the 𝗂𝗶𝗶𝗵 end. Well, that's very helpful, isn't it? But not the 𝗂𝗶𝗶𝗵𝗏 end. Wait, no, Les Ross wasn't out today, was he? Oh, I've also got information on the next Cotton Power Station movement if anybody's interested. I doubt you are. My reporter got hold of me earlier. The test train went into Barnetby in July, which is then circling around Cotton Power Station on return. It will arrive at Retford at 16:20. It'll arrive at Cotton Power Station at 17:13 to leave at 17:46. Back to Retford at 18:05. Departs Barnetby at 10:13. Arrives at Doncaster 20:38. But I am still determined to get some sort of sized group down the line before the charter in September, which we have confirmed pathing for. I want to get some sort of sized group down there beforehand. Oh, there's Catford, buses to Herne Hill. There's the 2051 South Eastern service to London Cannon Street, calling at Ladywell, Lewisham, St John's, New Cross, London Bridge and London Cannon Street. Yeah, buses did go via Finsbury to Seven Sisters for London Overground when there was that work. I say it was work. It was the fizzy knitting work, wasn't it? That then was for hell months at a time. Buses between Barking and Gospel Oak via Finsbury. I'm going to give her a video in the background whilst I reply to a comment. Liverpool Lime. That's easy. That's Liverpool Central, you pillock. No, we didn't want that, but it's been thrown through, so you can't suggest it. Right. Bring up the right one, please. There we are. No, is the answer to that, Richard. He is watching. Well, he always is, isn't he, Spider-Man? But I know Spider-Man asks younger people to dress up as himself for such events as parties. It's such an odd thing. I had to make the point clear. It's extremely strange. What place near Broad? I suddenly jumped out of shot so you can get a better view. But what place near Broad? Broad could be anything. Broad Street. Is that an underground station? It shows I don't fucking go anywhere. No, it's not an underground. I don't know a Broad Street station. No. Because there's no Broad Street, so he's not making no sense whatsoever.
This is Dunstan, 2105 to Carlisle.
No, shut up. The next train at platform 2 is the 2105 to Carlisle, calling it Metro Centre, Blaydon, Wylam, Prudder, Stocksfield, Riding Mill, Corbridge, Hexham, Hayden Bridge, Barden Mill, Haltwhistle, Brampton, Wetherall and Carlisle. The passenger communication line would go off at least 5 times if the sets aren't maintained properly or there's a passenger pissing about in coach K. Now, I don't think the it's sorted posters are working. And nor are these Samaritan posters going around saying like, you're not alone, there's help, blah de blah. They're not doing anything. There we go, Ricky. Straight up for you. Bread. Which is the 2127 Northern Service to Nafferton, Driffield, Arton, Cranswick, Beverley, Cottingham and Hull. Why does he want me to put a closed station up the pillock? For those just popping in, for the sake of purchasing the links on the top of the screen, you've got no need to stay for more than 5 seconds. If that's all you're coming here for. There's like a 170 on that hull. Yeah, I thought it were, but then at least the gearbox isn't being bloody burnt out, is it? Like it is on the Harrogate line, because the stations are only a couple of minutes apart. And to meet the speed limit, you've got to have the thing revving like no tomorrow. It damages the gearbox. Was it straight out of service? Whoever's idea it was for the 170s on Harrogate needs to rethink a hell of a lot of things. Because it seriously isn't working for them. Where are we gone now? I put a station, but I can't remember what I put in. Penzance. Is that the Night Riviera, or is that already fucked off? Yeah, it is the Night Riviera. Bear with me, Damien. I'll be on to Newcastle shortly. I need to get information for this sleeper. This platform changed and it's boarding. Platform 1 for the Night Riviera. The 21:15 Great Western Railway service to London Paddington, calling at St Erth, Camborne, Redruth, Truro, St Austell, Bodmin Parkway, Liskeard, Plymouth, Totnes, Newton Abbot, Exeter St David's, Reading and London Paddington. Seated accommodation can be found at the rear of this train. Sleeper berths can be found at the front. Platform 1 for the Night Riviera, the 21:15 Great Western Railway service to London Paddington. He really is a glutton for punishment, isn't he? Hang on, we'll do Newcastle first. That's fucking Avon-Cliff. Can we override the thing? Let's see. Yeah, we overrid it. I don't know if Anna notices the sleeper at Crewe or not, or the Caledonian in general. Because at, like, Watford and Crewe, it's practically a pick-up only, isn't it? So it'd use a departure script. That's odd that it's just come through for that Saltburn. Wait. What an odd run that is. I've got to pull up Iris for this and see what it actually says as the main fire. It's confusing me. It's not even saying any fire, it's just Saltburn. Gateshead Medical Centre, there's Saltburn. Again, I don't know about Euston. What we'll have to do is send you to London one night so you can find out yourself. It's a stupid idea, but then we'll know. But yeah, we won't know any of the sleeper things until someone actually goes and figures it out. And finds out. Otherwise, you're just throwing guesses. That's not there, Justin. Hang on, that's a thought. I know the sleepers aren't running tonight. Oh, there's one that should actually be departing Euston now. Can we make it? Or the audio buggered off? Actually, I'll flick this to main national rail, see if we can pick it up. Because what I've heard, actually, it's the Highlander sleepers that are cancelled tonight, isn't it? There we are. There's the sleeper. The front portion for Stirling, Dunblane, Gleneagles, Perth, Dunkeld, Pitlochry, Blair Athol, Dalwhinnie, Newtonmore, King-Gussie, Aviemore, Carbridge and Inverness. The centre coaches for Inverkeithing, Kirkcaldy, Lucas, Dundee, Carnoustie, Arbroath, Montrose, Stonehaven and Aberdeen. And the rear coaches for Dalmuir, Dumbarton Central, Helensburgh Upper, Gairlochhead, Arrochar and Tarbert, Ardlui, Crianlarich, Upper Tindren, Bridge of Orkney, Rannoch, Carrara, Tulloch, Roybridge, Speenbridge and Fort William. But the odd thing about the sleeper, Caledonian seems to think that they're cancelled tonight. I think the sleepers just go into timeout and say, oh, it has fucked off now, is it? Oh no, it's just scroll for that delayed Watford. I think it's because there's ticket acceptance from Chiltern that the additional services of a Birmingham New Street running direct to London Euston. Oh. 𝗂𝗂𝗡𝗖𝗔. Now that is one to figure out, bear with me. 𝗂𝗂𝗡𝗖𝗔 coming up. With the 2112 Transport for Wales service to Bidston. Calling at Ковeny Bed, Caergorrel, Hope, Penneforth, Buckley, Hawarden, Shotton, Hawarden Bridge, Neston, Heswall, Upton and Bidston. Good God, that went through quickly. I don't think you would call it 𝗂𝗄𝗧𝗘, Tracy. It didn't sound right. Of course he is, Richard. He's asked me to be bloody Pokemon. Pikachu. Yeah, it's one side of those trains, though, that the rear carriage always gets the hit of it. Right, Olliehead. Remember, we can go to some Northern Ireland stations. I've got a temporary half feed for it. And there's Olliehead with the service back to Chester. You're really chasing me around the bush here, aren't you? As soon as you want one station, you throw me around with another. I don't know who a Barry Borrow is, Van. Ivory is thinking that'd be a hard station for you to get, Tom. Good grief, that would. Fine, but I'll end up shouting your real name out. And you won't like that. Oh, for God's sake. You wanted that, didn't you, Ban? This train has been cancelled because of shortage of train crew. I've got an idea whilst we're at this station. Let's see if that all shows properly. It happens all the time, Ronnie. All operators use the same bloody tricks. You'll change station short and just wait for the customer message to pop up in about a month's time. There we are. At least there though, Ban, it'll keep the unwanted strange man away. The unwanted strange man. Well, I suppose it is accurate. I think someone said that one. Yeah, it's an Ellen Central. But it should be so true, because, well, you can just kick him out, can't you? Because you'd have the authority over him. Guess what you're watching, Richard? I don't want to say, actually. There might be children watching. Yes, Ewan, that's also the picture on his account. It's the man outside child. Don't know what he's supposed to be for. Don't know what 𝘂𝗎𝗔𝗔𝗬𝗎 is. Oh, for goodness sake, the unwanted strange man's here. It's got green eyed for blue water. Which I can't even flipping spell. At least it's not the real unwanted strange man. Mind you, he could be anywhere. He's known for being a creepy cunt. Yeah, there's nothing at Matlock. I need to go down that line soon. Just to tick it off. I might just do what I did with Barton. Take the same train back out that I took in. Mind you, it would be a 2-hour wait at Barton. Feed change. What do you mean not supported by 𝗵𝗔𝗃𝗟𝗔𝗧𝗘? Oh, and if Russell's here, why does it say uncown or uncone? But that is a station on the feed. Unless this is just being a cock. It's just being a cock, isn't it? Right, hang around. Try and override it. Station not supported by feed. Well, what's wrong with this pissing thing then? Because I'm sure it is supported by feed. Yeah, it is. I can see it in front of me. I don't get this thing at all. It's talking out of its arsehole. It's still talking shit. You could do, Ban. I think it's just the feed being a twat. Yeah, give it a go, Bullmings. I just think it's the feed being a right arsehole. Well, how's it working on yours and mine doesn't want it? You must have the power. Hang on, with you in... When you start your position ban, would it be a day of 0 signalling failures in Scotland? Wait, no, that's just talking stupid. I don't. What we're doing with 𝗵𝗔𝗙𝗃𝗟𝗔𝗧𝗘, I don't know if it still recognise it. Yeah, it's removed from the system. We've got Meridian Walter. I don't know if that's recognising anything yet. Oh, well, it's phoned it. So at least it knows it's there. I don't know if it did turn up at Russell's place. You know what post is like. No, Meadowall's not too bad, but it's not disabled friendly because the announcements don't work. Passing Nunnery mainline junction. Oh God.
This train is formed of 2 coaches.
I think we'll pull off shortly. We've been going for absolutely bloody ages and no one's going to watch this back on demand. If they do, they'll be extremely bored. Well, what's interesting about Matlock that I don't know? I probably don't really care about. See, it's sort it doesn't even bloody work. Like I say, I think in reality, the 𝗂𝗙𝗂𝗓𝗔𝗔𝗃 and the Samaritans posters aren't actually helping anything. They're pushing more towards something. Now, I reported the announcements through as well at Meadowall and nothing's appeared. Like we know South Bank's been out for over a year now. Yeah, I got the message the first time, man. Thank you. 𝗂𝗙𝗂𝗓𝗔𝗃. Yeah, it might be the Archie one, I'm not sure, Richard. They've got many London Midlands. I think Northern's got the whole 151 fleet now. I think that's the one that they've got the whole of. 𝗵𝗂𝗡𝗵𝗻𝗔𝗃𝗔𝗃. I think that's the station on the wiki that nobody knows who announces there. Ban, you keep repeating messages. It is more painful to be responsible for. I was going to take a job at Retford, but then if I fuck up once, it's going to stay with me for life. And out there, of course, I'd be reading Northern, Hull, LNER, and bound to fuck something up. I'm just bound to. So I didn't bother. Someone else has got the place now anyway. And I didn't really fancy a 40-minute journey to work every day. Twickenham suffers during industrial action. Overcrowded buses. No, we say not being any major cock-ups yet. That's the thing though, of course, Ewan. It will catch you eventually. It's bound to. That's why I didn't take the job at Retford. Right, Battersea Park. Back. Right, 2, 3, 4, 5 as platforms. That's very strange. Okay, that'll be through shortly once these buses bugger off to Barnes and Teddington. There we are. Oh, there's interesting, Sam. This was so uninteresting, he's turned up at the end. I got the yawnies. But yeah, it was so uninteresting for Sam, he's turned up as we're not far from shoving off. Yeah. Didn't think the notifications would go out. Murders everywhere, you were not. The one we were talking about earlier on South Western. There was no bloody guard, he was on strike. On Britain's longest road, yeah, what is it, Edinburgh to London? I wonder what's quicker to do in reality. The A1 in one go, or the LNER service, or the Virgin train service from Waverley to London. Which one would actually be quicker in the long run? Getting jammed in traffic on the A1, or getting caught in overhead wire damage, signalling problems, and a fatality? Think of it that way. Would you rather be in traffic on a road where you can leave, or be in traffic where you can't leave and you've got to stay with it? No, the point was, and the guard was on strike when it happened, to keep himself on said train. Didn't work. Unsafe action during a stabbing. Britain. Right, one last place. Well, Newcastle Carlisle is not very helpful, is it? Because it's a broad range. One station, not a range of like 10. Right, what's at Newquay? Come on. Absolutely fuck all. Sod all at Newquay. Yes, we'll do that. We'll just see if AB movie recorder hiatus is still ongoing. Or has he buggered off? Oh, he's gone. Right. I'll vote run him then. Oh, here he is. Here's AB screen recorder hiatus. He's finally joined. Yeah, not too long ago, because you got bored of being on hiatus, so you came back. For goodness sake, Wylam. Blaydon, Gateshead Motor Centre, Dunstan and Newcastle. Oliver Steinmetz, the Thief, is off to Hartlepool in County Durham shortly. I'm not sure it is in County Durham. I think it's somewhere else. What? Spider-Man. Yeah, it's not in County Durham though, is it, Adam? That's the thing. A freight train can't have carriages, can it, Sam? I never thought of it, actually. I think you called it wagons. Carriages. One more, Darlington. Yeah, carriages, wagons. They're very boring things that they are. There's the Saltburn train. I don't know if that's the one that's come down from Newcastle, though. Yeah, I know there was. It was the Saltburn train via Durham and Darlington. which is probably that one. Yeah, departed Durham. So that's the one from Newcastle to Saltburn via Durham and Darlington. Which of course calls at Dinsdale, Allens West, Eaglescliffe, Thornaby, Middlesbrough, South Bank, Redcar Central, Redcar East, Longbeck, Marske and Saltburn. Redcar. It's Redcar. Redcar. It's a strange one, is Redcar. We've done Exeter St David's, keep up with the video on demand. You know how to know it's Llandudno now, you think? Good for you. There was complaints that I read recently coming in from Crew about the pronunciation of Penmaen Mawr and 𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏. But I don't think Anne's is too far wrong. I don't get what people are fucking about with. Mind you, Amy's was probably a hell of a lot worse. I don't think I've heard Amy's at Llandudno, but I know it was absolutely bloody terrible. Sam, it's not very interesting, is it? He deleted 𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗃𝗃 𝗂𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. Right, I think after Morpeth we're going to call it. Boom. Manners, Cramlington and Morpeth. This train is formed of 2 coaches. No, I've not got Anne for Pontefract Bagot, I don't think. I don't know if I've got one of the York trains. They go that way, don't they? Bagot, Sherburn, then Elmet, Church, Fenton, Ollaskelf and York. Anyway, with the last LNER service, that'll do us. Thank you for joining us. The supposed £20 we received from the start hasn't appeared, so they probably put the password into a Roblox Raux scam site. Because we know what people are like. You can't trust the internet and you can't trust the people on it. Mind you, you can't even trust yourself. I don't know what will be on the page next, but I never do anyway. I usually community post things that I would expect you to want to watch. But then again, it might be stuff you don't care about. So then the ball is in your court, but that's the reason why we just keep throwing random pieces out. We've got the constant complaint recently that closures are too long and we need to chop things out. We will do, but not yet. We'll do that eventually. If I feel like, or if I happen to get, say, a 6-7 minute closure from start to finish where nothing appears in between, I will completely chop that take down. Completely. As soon as the information's read, the train's fucked off. And that'll be if a closure is like above 5 minutes before anything has appeared. Which is aimable. One closure I got earlier that I have sent away, I think was about 5 minutes before the train appeared. Tell a lie, the video was only 5 minutes. It's about 4 minutes before the train appeared. So I would likely have chopped that down as well. But I think what I'll do on that, of course, is like I've just said, anything 5 minutes plus where nothing's appeared from the start to 5 minutes plus will be chopped down. If it ends up then turning into, like, say where's a busy place? Don't say Clapham Junction, because that's not part of what we're talking. Anywhere such as what? Tallington, Elpston, Maxo, for example. If a closure's, 15 minutes, but there's moderately large gaps between each train, that'll be completely sliced down, so they're consecutively after each other. Because I don't see myself like why, say, a 5+ minute wait is useful in any way, shape or form. So that'll be completely sliced down. But that'll do is, if you've been here from the start, which you haven't, you've been here for 104 minutes. The same delay as most nationalised LNER services in the past week.